If you want to know whether you are dyslexic or not, you came to the right place. I have a test for you, and afterwards you will have a good indicator of whether you are or aren't dyslexic. I'm basing this test on the BDT, which stands for Bangor Dyslexia Test. This study took a look at the accuracy of this test, and they came to the conclusion that 94% of all participants were correctly classified. So this test is actually quite accurate. For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Arije. I have a MA in Education Studies, and I've been specializing on the topic of dyslexia while being a dyslexic myself. Now back to the test. It consists of 9 parts, and each part is either a question or a task. If you answer yes to one of the questions, then that would be an indicator of dyslexia. The same goes for having trouble to complete a task. Of the 9 parts of this test, each one can be an indicator of dyslexia. If you were to collect 4 or more indicators, then this test would consider you to be dyslexic. For some tasks, you will have to pause the video for a second, and I will tell you when to do so. Aside from that, I would like you to know that I did have to shorten this test a little bit for the purpose of this video. And I also want you to know that this is not a replacement for an official diagnosis. So grab a pencil and a piece of paper, copy this list, and then we take this test together. For this first exercise, I would like you to point your left hand to my right shoulder. Okay, so my right shoulder would be here. Now take your left hand and point it to my left shoulder. Okay, that would be here. Now, if you find this difficult or if you hesitated answering, then that would be a sign of dyslexia. But you can also simply ask yourself if you had trouble differentiating left from right in the past. I might tell a friend, let's go left here. And then this happens. And then I realize, oh, I actually meant right. So if you are like me in this area, then you will also have to mark it as your first indicator of dyslexia. The next category consists of a question, and I would like to know if there are any family incidents of dyslexia, or if there are any family members that struggle to read and write. This is important because dyslexia is genetic, and if a parent is dyslexic, then a child has a 40 to 60% chance of being dyslexic themselves. My dad is still struggling with spelling, so I assume I got it from him. So here I have another indicator of dyslexia. For the next task, I'm going to give you 6 numbers, and you need to repeat them back to me in the order that I gave them to you. So here we go. 796-294. Okay, let's do another one. 459-847. Now, I can't really check if you answer correctly, but you can do this exercise with a friend and see if this is difficult for you. Surprisingly, I was able to do this, so I marked this as having no trouble. The 4th element of this dyslexia test is a question again, and I would like to know if you confuse the letters B and D beyond the age of 8. Now, for younger children, this is quite normal that they confuse it, but after a certain point, it can be seen as a sign of dyslexia. I'm learning Hebrew right now, and also there I confuse certain letters, so my answer is yes. The next question is, would you find it difficult to recite the 6, 7, and 8 times tables? Now, that would be all of these. Just give it a try. Timetables were always a nightmare to me, so yes, I do have trouble with that, and I earned myself another indicator of dyslexia. For part 6 of this test, I'm going to give you a word, and I want you to replace an individual letter with a different one, and then you need to tell me what new word is created by doing so. I'm going to give you an example. So the word would be slide, and now I would like you to replace the S with a G. Now the answer would be glide. Okay, so the first real one, here we go. Worked. Now replace the K with a S. Now the answer would be worst. Next one is paste. Now replace the S with a N. The correct answer would be paint. One more. Brain. Now replace the B with a C. The correct answer would be crane. So if this is something that you struggle with, then that's definitely a sign of dyslexia. This time I hesitated and made some mistakes, so I'm gonna mark that in my table. For the next task, I'm gonna give you 6 numbers again, and this time I want you to repeat them back to me in the reversed order that I gave them to you. So if I give you the numbers 4, 7, 9, 3, then the correct answer would be 3, 9, 7, 4. Let's do 2. So the first one would be 5, 9, 6, 8. And another one, 3, 4, 5, 2. My strengths definitely lie elsewhere, so yes, I did have trouble with this one. Okay, let's move on to the next exercise. I would like you to recite the months of the year in reverse order. For that, you might want to pause the video for a second and try it out. I have enough trouble naming the months of the year in the right direction, so also here I'm going to mark that I have an indicator of dyslexia. The last category is about subtraction, and I would like to know if you find it difficult. For example, 44 minus 9 or 55 minus 12. Now, out of these 9 categories, I have 8 indicators of dyslexia, and I have an official diagnosis. Now, if you believe that your difficulties lie more within the mathematical area, then have a look at my dyscalculia test. And if you would like to try out a different dyslexia test, then click up here. Give the video a like if you liked it and share it with some of your friends, and see you in the next one.